My name is Bayo Egbetokun.
That's
Simply Bayo Egbetokun.
I love to be pastored. I don't like to pastor.
Oh, wow. He loves to be pastored.
Yes.
Welcome to another episode of Gospel Chat. Gospel Chat is a media production of the Government Miracle Center Youth Department. This is a special service, our installation service. This is where we install the new workforce and ensure the thought growth and development. Like we do say, follow us on all social media platforms. On Facebook, Government Miracle Center, on Instagram, Government Miracle Center, on TikTok, Government Miracle Center, and on YouTube, Miracle Center. Today, we have with us a very special person. He's our assistant pastor. I'm very sure he doesn't like to be addressed as such, but we cannot avoid it. He's a mentor spiritually and intellectually. He's a prolific interpreter. He's a seasoned teacher, like I would always say. Join me as we welcome Assistant Pastor Bayo Egbetokun. You're welcome, sir. We are happy to have you in our midst today. So, sir, like I said to the viewers, I want to introduce yourself to you. So, sir, can we meet you?
My name is Bayo Egbetokun.
That's Pastor, sir.
Simply Bayo Egbetokun.
Like
A
I
member
said,
of Gospel Mission International. I'm worshiping presently at Abraham Miracle Center.
alright, thank you very much, sir. We are glad to have you here. And we hope that it's more of you when you are called upon.
By God's grace.
Alright. So today, we'd like to ask you a few questions. Like I said in the introduction aspect, that you are someone we all look up to. Aside from being an assistant pastor, what do you do, sir? What's your profession?
Well, in my secular aspect, I am an accountant. Though I work with the government, public servant, and the chartered accountant. Then also, I'm a tutor. I also lecture at some prayer centers. And I'm also an auditor, a tax consultant, and I'm a teacher in the house of God.
Alright, thank you very much, sir. I'm very sure the list can go on and on. You didn't tell us if you are married, sir, because the people will be wondering how you
I
survive.
am married, I've been married. Now with two children. They want them to speak because they are not from both.
Did you get that? Because I'm not from what?
They are not from both.
Yeah.
Because they are children. So I would rather use land so that I have to happily marry.
Alright, thank you very much, sir. So my first question, I know you are a civil teacher in the house of God, and at the same time you are a professional in your field, that is accounting. So how do you balance both? Because I have known you for a very long time, let me say minimum of 7 years, and we get to learn a lot from you every day. Like dish out the word and you are called upon, and at the same time you are still functional in your field. How do you balance both, sir?
Well, firstly, let me say this. For everything, you need to ascribe all glory to one person. That is God. Is the ultimate secret of everyone that is functioning on earth as a human being. So, and apart from that, we talk about self-determination. Then another thing is passion. Because once you have passion for, you won't find it difficult to flow within you. So balancing the two, combining the secular and the spiritual, I find it is something like a passion. It's something of interest that I do daily. So it's not like a burden to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So now to the installation service. I know that you've been functioning in a particular department for a very long time. That is the Sunday school department. And even as of today, you are still remaining our general superintendent. So I would like to ask, what are the challenges you have faced in that department for the period of years you have started?
Well, truly have factual to say that there's no challenge. It's trying to be insincere, but to be sincere, there are various challenges. One of them is non-availability of teachers. So, and which make us collapse classes together. And when we collapse classes together, the purpose, the aim of each lesson might not be easily addressed, because when you are combining out of each, there are patterns which go along with youth teachings that is not applicable to adults. But in such case, you don't have any option. You just have to teach the lesson in the general format or general way. That's number one, not availability of the teachers for the Sunday school. Another thing is, we say is that most of the students normally come late. So late coming is one of the major challenges. I want to attribute this to maybe due to location, because of the people that are worshiping this. Because most of us, we cover a lot of some kilometers not coming back, so which affects the Sunday school. So thereafter, well, most of our students they don't normally get manual, which one way or the other, I want to say that God is helping us out somehow to address that challenge. So thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, to the challenge of availability of teachers, like what are the ideas you think the church can actually adopt that would change that narrative or that would solve that problem this new year?
Well, to really change that narrative, I want to say that number one, you have to pray and request from God the grace to be able to function. Not that they are good people, but they have capability. It's one of the challenge. So mostly we need to pray and ask God for that grace for everyone that is being given a particular task as a teacher to be functional. And also, I want to say that the church needs to put some things in place, which is very essential. Our mobility is, the church is not giving any support. Because while I was growing up, one of those things that even when people are doing far distance, is the availability of transportation that is being provided by the church. So it helps people to come earlier, and you will know that the cost of transportation has been reduced somehow. So that is one aspect that the church, I pray. When I'm saying the church, I'm talking to ourselves. So that we are addressing that area, which sincerely I was discussing because if possible, we just get something that is more short to us. Thank you. Go on, take care of this. You see more, and also school.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, just to digress, like, I would like to say I'm a fan. Like, look up to you very much. Like, I just say that there is a teacher. So, and I know that you have ideas that can tackle all these things. But when it comes to, I want to go to the interpreting part now, because I know that that aspect is really behind the church. People are trying to perform and can face the crowd, yes, and people are always scared, like maybe due to vocabulary, language, words, and stuff like that. And I know I want to know that, do you think you can have a class where you talk maybe upcoming interpreters in our church? So it won't, the money won't be on with you and another person. So what do you think that's that?
Well, that idea is very well. Just if we organize tutorial classes, push people on education, Because when it comes to interpretation, it's a very sensitive part of the ministry. It can kill the message. It can scatter the whole purpose of the message if the interpreter is not that. And nowadays, most churches are not even doing central interpretation, which we are still doing. We are now doing what we call sectional interpretation. In other words, it seems because it will not drag the speaker or the preacher. So, what I mean by sectional interpretation is that people that want to listen to Yoruba or any language, you have to calm them in one area, you have to sit, and you have somebody that will be sitting very close to them, interpreting whatever the speaker is saying. So, in that, I think the phobia aspect that I can't face crowd can be easily addressed. Or all this can come up when we organize tutorial class. And above all, interpretation requires it's not something that because I'm sound intellectually, though it has a good way, but however, it still close.
Alright, sir. Like, I have another question for you. I'm very sure a lot of us know how much you don't like the title called pastor. So, we want to know, do you think that in the nearest future, like somehow you would pastor a church?
Well, that I will not be able to answer now. Let's leave that one for God
Okay.
to decide.
All right.
But for now, I'm still functioning as a worker.
Okay.
I love to be pastored. I don't like to pastor.
Oh, wow. He loves to be pastored.
Yes.
He doesn't like to pastor.
Yes.
No problem. So let me ask another question. What is your leadership lifestyle? Like,
When we about my leadership lifestyle, I want to say that it has been from my teen. I remember while I was in primary school, I was appointed to be there's a title they normally call it janitor. I don't know whether they are still doing it presently in these present days. So the whole of the key of the whole school, even including the principal's office, is given to me. So that plays a high responsibility on me then that I'll be the first person to be in the school. I'll have to open the door to all classes and to all offices. So then, since then, from that, I moved to I remember when I entered into the secondary school, I was made the class captain, JS class. And also in my SS class, I was mixed class captain. Then when I left my secondary school, I went for a cooperative study. I have a certificate study in cooperative at a cooperative college at Ijeja in Abeokuta. Then in the class, somehow, I don't know how it happens, and the whole class were just clamoring. Egbetokun should be the class rep, and somehow I became a spokesman for the class. Eventually, I declined being the class rep, give it to somebody else. But most of the lecturer then, they always want to talk to me. I was very young, but they would just say, that young boy, come. So even though some lectures they couldn't cover, after the class, I would stand in front of the class, I would take them. Okay. And somehow, I couldn't go for my studies as such when that was for my degree. Then I started my ICANN with 8 years. So joining Gospel Faith Mission, I've always found myself in classroom teaching when the teachers were not around. I remember when the Ibrahim was still under a roof. So and there I've been teaching. And as God will have it, in my place of work, I didn't know how I found myself. Somehow I met so many people in my working place. But somehow, by God, with God's grace, I got promotion and double promotion, promoted, and presently I'm the deputy director in my working place. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm very sure you can go on and you always have something to learn from you. Okay, so another fun fact now. I know you're a man, and I know men are not color freaks. So, what is your best color?
My best color is blue.
Blue. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Your best
Any
food,
touch
sir?
of blue.
Any touch of blue, sky
Yes,
blue, royal
yeah, any
blue.
blue.
Okay.
Since if there's blue, then
Blue. You're interested.
yes.
All
Light
right.
blue, powdered blue,
Royal
blue, yes.
All right, sir. So, what's your best food?
My best food, rice and beans.
For you, sir, not swallow. Wow, wow, wow. All right. Thank you very much, sir. All right. So, our final question now is, I know I have talked about pastoring and everything. So, I would like to ask, do you think theology? I'm very sure you know what that means. Do you think it is essential when it comes to pastoring? Can you have a pastor that, like a real pastor that was called, that would say undergoing theological lessons and it's not a necessity? Let's put it that way.
Yes, when we talk about theology, what is theology? That's just the study
So,
of the Bible. Abi?
yes.
Yes, to study.
Yes.
If we look at it, Jesus Christ calling his disciples, all the disciples went through theology for 3.5 years with him. They were with him. He was teaching them, telling them how to do. So when we are talking about theology, there's no way somebody that wants to be a pastor will not pass through theology. As essential as it is, but the other aspect is that the calling of God is very important, because the two has to balance. So the birds cannot fly with one
wing.
wings.
Yeah.
So there are two wings. So they all combines together, because there are some knowledge that is essential. Because there are some questions that will be asked that if you are not properly taught, you will not be able to answer. So that is the place of theology in ministry.
All right. So last part, what advice, like as an assistant pastor, I would always call you that, sir, do you have for the new workers that have been installed to work the next 1 year?
One advice is that above everything, they should just request for the presence of God to go with them in all they are doing. We all need the presence of God.
Thank you very much, sir. And that was a wonderful session with our assistant pastor. And I'm very sure you have learned from him. He's not just addressed as a seasoned pastor for nothing. He's loaded. And I'm very sure he can go on and on dishing those words of knowledge out. So I believe we have learned one or two things, and we'll be coming then with another guest who is also a very important person in the workforce. Stay tuned as we bring our new visitor. Thank you.